I spent a few days testing the speech-to-text tools that rank the highest across the web. And I've picked 7 tools that I think you should know about that are all truly amazing at converting speech into accessible, searchable text, but in different ways. Let's take a look. Here we have the ChatGPT of transcription tools. A super simple interface combined with an impressive near-perfect result.
Isn't it a wonderful thing that we now have technology to transcribe all that speech into text?
My test was with a simple iPhone recording in English, but you can transcribe speech in 14 languages. Another reason why SpeechFlow is a recommend is its processing speed. SpeechFlow did a transcription of a 14-minute video in about 1 minute. That's one of the fastest STT tools I've tried. So how much is this simple, good and fast tool? You pay on demand, about 72 cents per hour of transcription. But as you'll learn later, this is also on the cheaper side of speech-to-text tools. The primary selling point of SpeechFlow is accuracy. They claim to have a 20% higher accuracy rate than other market players. Accuracy matters because the higher it is, the less you have to correct afterwards or accept as small mistakes throughout your text. Let's move on from one of the smaller platforms and see how the biggest platform does on accuracy. On G2, they score 4.5 from 147 reviews. To me, Google Cloud's speech-to-text engine seems quite precise. They deliver a perfect result when I use their enhanced version. It's an added AI layer that looks at context and corrects words accordingly. Pretty impressive. And with 1 hour of free transcription every month, it's a great choice for creators like myself. After you've used your 60 minutes, you pay about $1 per hour of transcription, depending on the model you use. A little pricier than SpeechFlow and probably for a more corporate segment. One downside of using Google Cloud is its interface. Way too technical and confusing for a simplicity lover like me. You're asked to make a lot of decisions before you get any results, and the engine actually failed me a couple of times. Maybe I did something wrong, but use Google if you're somewhat technical or you're already weaved into the whole Google Cloud solution. If you're not, you'll appreciate this next independent tool that still integrates with Google Drive and Dropbox to automatically transcribe the files you upload. I reviewed a text-to-speech tool recently called Lovo, and a feature I liked was their global pronunciation guide, a feature that lets you specify how difficult words are pronounced. Now, AmberScript has something similar called Dictionary, where you tell the tool how to spell hard-to-transcribe words like your company name or a product name. Again, this is all about increasing the accuracy rate. If you do very industry-specific content or the quality of your recording is low, so the speech is unclear, specifying a handful of keywords can really save you a bunch of errors. Cool tools with premium features like this cost more. AmberScript gives you 10 minutes of credits to get started, but then you pay 20 euros per hour after that. Yes, euros, because AmberScript is from the Netherlands. 20 euros is about $22. That's a lot for a bot, and only worth it if you take advantage of everything it does, like the integrations with Google Drive, Dropbox, and YouTube, where your files are automatically transcribed when uploaded. Wait, doesn't YouTube add subtitles automatically? Yes, and if you're a YouTuber, you probably don't need any other tool. Or if you're a startup and have zero budget, you could upload your videos to YouTube, have the content transcribed, and download the SRT file. I've done that in the past, but it's not a very flexible or scalable model. Back to AmberScript. I'm on the lookout for a tool that delivers instant results at a very high level. AmberScript's 85% precision transcription seems more than good enough to me, but if you want it to be 99% accurate, as they say, you can have real humans go over the generated transcription. In my tests, the automatic speech-to-text engine did a close to perfect job.
And if I make mistakes like I just did, I hope that this technology can also write that out in a way that makes sense.
When the transcript eventually showed up. It takes a while to process, even for a 30-second test sample. You could do other stuff while you wait for your transcript, but time and focus are valuable assets, and we like tools that deliver almost instantaneously. So let's rev up our speech-to-text engines and take a look at some of the heavier players. Rev doesn't settle at AmberScript's 85% accuracy, but takes it all the way up to 90% with their world-leading AI. I was more than happy with the result I got here. It was actually a 100% perfect transcription of my recording.
I remember being in school, conducting interviews, talking to people for hours, and just sitting there knowing that you had to spend days transcribing all that stuff.
I'm quite impressed with Rev's engine and their intuitive interface, although it is on the pricier side with $15 per hour of transcription. Another thing Rev's got going for them is speed. Rev promises sub 5-minute processing speeds, and the tests I did actually went much faster than that. On top of simple transcripts, they offer closed captions, which are intended for deaf or hard of hearing viewers and communicate the video's spoken content and other sounds that are part of the story. Og undertekster for os, der kan høre lyden, men ikke forstår, hvad der bliver sagt. As you can hear, Rev runs a big operation that caters mostly to media companies, educational organizations, and the whole legal industry. And although Rev is on the nicer end of the spectrum design-wise, none of these platforms impress with their user experience. But I think it's because most of these STT platforms rely more on selling their underlying technology, the raw power through APIs, than building their own beautiful platform. But as strong and fast as Rev is, I just love tools with a great user interface. So the next tool on the list is a favorite of mine that even call their interface a playground. Deepgram is also the world's best speech AI platform, according to themselves. They do actually compare themselves to OpenAI and Google, and they come out on top. Let's see what's under the hood. Besides having a playful interface and fun onboarding experience with small quests to complete, the coolest thing about Deepgram is their formatting features. You can add punctuation and capitalization, convert written numbers into numerical ones, break the transcript into segments based on pauses, and recognize and list speakers. The more formatting Deepgram does for you, the less you have to touch the text manually. It's plug and play, convert, insert, done. And I'm just scratching the surface here. Deepgram is deep. Their tech people are probably laughing at me right now for loving the formatting features when they do super advanced stuff like positive-negative sentiment analysis of chats or phone calls, summarization and classification of audio content, and language detection and translation. None of which I'm ever going to use because I'm not Deepgram's perfect customer. But if you work in a startup, you work in enterprise, or you do research of some sort, I think Deepgram is a pretty fun platform to dance with. They get you started with $200 of free credits and then pay as you go, which is extremely affordable, about 25 cents per hour of transcription with their Nova model. If you need more volume and more features, you can pay more per year and less per minute. For me, as a solo creator, I actually use something much simpler than Deepgram and something that costs a fraction of these heavy hitters. Unlike SpeechFlow, Google Cloud, AmberScript, Rev, and Deepgram, this is an application that you download and have on your computer. I pay $144 per year for the creator plan and never once spent my 10 hours a month transcription credit. I use it for podcast episodes so I can add a text file to my episodes, should make it easier for Google to index. Descript is getting more into being an AI-powered video editor, but they come from simple transcription and they still do this super quickly and very precisely. From using hundreds of tools, my experience is that you only ever use 40% of what a tool does. My use of Descript is that I upload my audio, let it transcribe it, use the remove fillers feature, and export the text. That's it. Takes 10 minutes. But wait, what if you could have all the power of all the tools in one place? Someone already got that idea, and it is the last tool on the list. A quite different one. Eden is like an AI middleman between you and all the STT platforms out there, so you don't have to sign up in 10 different places. Eden lets you upload your audio file and then they run it through all the providers. Assembly AI, Deepgram, Google, Speechmatics, OpenAI, Microsoft, Rev, Simple, Vokai, IBM, Neuralspace, Amazon, and more if you request it. You pay for the number of API calls you make, either through credits or one of their plans. And they don't add anything extra to the cost per minute of transcription. You get the same price as you would directly with each provider. It's interesting to see the results from each one and compare them head to head, now that we've dived deeper into several of them in this video. Of course, you lose out on cool features like AmberScript's dictionary. Here you only get the raw engine power. And as you probably noticed from how the interface and the results look, this is made for developers. Yes, you can do your speech-to-text conversions on this platform, but the main idea behind Eden is that you do it through code with APIs. They've got APIs for any AI application within text, speech, optical character recognition, translations, image, and video. Pretty cool kind of repository of AI APIs. Eden concludes the list, and I'm going to link directly to all 7 speech-to-text tools below the video. It's clear to see that you never have to transcribe anything manually again, but it's also clear that there is a trend that moves towards speech-to-text becoming more of an integrated feature into other products, like the interactive voice response you meet when you call the bank, any type of voice search you find in apps, or the smart assistant you have at home. More and more companies start to offer their transcription technology as API, including the biggest players like Microsoft, Amazon, and Google. When some companies still choose to go all in and offer a full-fledged STT platform like Rev, AmberScript, and Deepgram, they add additional products to the mix, like a human layer to their transcriptions or a translation service, so it's not just a simple subtitle generator. I hope this video helped you understand which speech-to-text tool would be the best for you, and that you now feel more informed about this whole space. If you're interested in the other side of the coin, I made a video with my 5 favorite text-to-speech tools that you can check out. Thanks for watching, let me know what you think in the comments, and remember to take care of yourself and those around you.